Hello, good evening. Yeah, how's everybody doing? Well, yet another fruit making session. And it got me thinking, or I've been thinking. How's your week going so far? I hope everybody is having a good week. Everybody's able to stay healthy. My little man has been a little under the weather, but he is doing much better than the way he was over the weekend. So very happy about that. He's recovering now. If you can hear him in the background, those are good signs when he's able to make many noises. So let me tell you, I have gotten thinking, when we started this journey, when those early days, I was so discombobulated because I was used to going to church every so often. And then I found myself not able to go to church as frequently as I could want to. A, because of routine at home. I have to maintain a certain routine for my son. And B, because every time I went, all I can hear is people's sniffles, especially in flu season. A cough, a sniffle here, and whilst that is okay, all I can think about is, oh, what is he going to catch? And it's going to take us a long minute to recover. But then generally, also, taking care of someone who's disabled or a family member with disability can be isolating as it is, just because you operate on a different timeline. Problems are different. You're sometimes just dealing with insurance and other things that just everybody is not handling. And so, and then in Nathan's case, accessibility. You want to go out and hang out with some of his friends, but their places are not accessible, and so you have to go to somewhere common, like a restaurant or something. So anyway, it does become very lonely. It was one of those many thinkings that I had reached out to my mother and I told her, man, I miss going to church. And she asked me, and who told you God is in church only? You have your ministry in the house, taking care of your son. Pray to him. He will listen. He hears. Just go along praying. And so therein came up the concept of prayers on the go. So let me tell you what had happened. 5 a.m. right before Thanksgiving last year, November, right before Thanksgiving, I woke up at 5 a.m. to fire alarm sensors. Did I even say wake up? Like I had slept. I had just turned my son, and so I had gone back to bed and was just chilling. And the fire alarms, fire sensors, smoke sensors is what I should be saying, were alarming. And so in my head, I'm thinking I need to take care of that quickly because they're very loud. They're going to wake him up. And what is happening? So I come, and the furnace is smoking, like smoke, like it's burning. So I switched off at the main panel, electric panel, and then I open the doors and I turn off the fire alarm. And I tried to look to see exactly what the problem was, but I can't see the problem. So it's Thanksgiving time, it's November, it's already very cold. And so this is not when you want furnaces to be not cooperating and dying. I use the heat all year long at night. Like it a little warm, so I have heat especially at night all year long. And so this time I'm like, really, at this time is when you have decided to die on me? Anyway, since that was 5 a.m., I was like, I'm not very sure if this was a fluke, but because it was it was smoking, I called the company that installed the furnace, and they sent someone out, and someone out came and said it should be all right. blah blah blah. So, and we continue on. Again, after running it for another maybe 8 or 9 hours, the beep came up again and it was smoking. So this time, because of the timing at that time, and I could see it was red hot in there, I called the fire department and they came, but then I did the same steps, turned it off from the main source and all that stuff. Anyway, to cut the long story short, the furnace needed replacement. And I called the company again, they came, planned for a replacement, got that ordered, came and they replaced the furnace. Now me, I'm thinking things are sorted out. Furnace replaced. As always, I'm always thinking, now these are expensive. Home ownership anyway comes with random, you must be expecting have some buffer for random costs. So we're good. Furnace is fixed and that is sorted out. So the guy who's done the furnace leaves, reassures me everything is all right. And so I, as usual, just continue on taking care of my son. In the evening, I go pick him up from school, come back, and then I turn on the heat. And it alarms again. But this time it didn't alarm. This time it made a weird noise. Every time I'd turn it on, it would make like a weird cranking noise, loud enough for me to hear. And then when it would go off, it would stop. So again, I called the company. This time they sent an electrician because the furnace had been fixed. They sent an electrician and the guy came and he looked at it and he said, I think you need a new electric panel and a new meter box, because he thought those are the problems. Anyway, goes back to, gives the feedback to the company. Company gives me a quote for the electric panel and the meter box. It's in the thousands, like 30,000 up there. I'm like, nah, this can be correct. This cannot be it. So I asked this guy, wow, since you're here, an electrician, why can't you fix this for me? I do with you. Dude is like, yeah, no problem. I actually have my own company. But I had an injury that I needed to slow down, hence why I'm working here. True to that, he's a full master electrician. So he gives me a quote, and I'm like, okay, I can deal with that. But I can deal with that, and I don't even have the money now at hand. See, I had paid for the furnace, and so now I'm thinking, okay, now I could dig into this well again, but I was like, okay, God, see, now this is where we have an agreement. We cannot have this cold. We cannot be in the cold. We need heat, and I need this furnace to work. And at this particular moment in time when I've spoken to this guy, he's given me a quote and he's left. It's night. But I need you to do something. I don't know where we're going to get this monies from, but I need the monies. Because I ain't going to put this on a card. And so, since it's at night, he tells me you can run the furnace. It's still safe even if it's making X amount of noise. So I'm like, so long as we have heat, I'm good. So I have the conversation with God, and I'm like, well, now this is beyond. Now I need you to come through and do something else. And so I continue on taking care of my son, put him to bed. And when I put him to bed, sometimes I walk to the mailbox to get some fresh air, because some days I haven't even left the house. So I go to check mail. I come absent-mindedly, open the mail, go through the letters, and what do you know? Apparently, the company I was working for before, please remember, I left this company in 2022. It's now 2024. Apparently, there was a lawsuit because we never used to get ample breaks. And for that lawsuit, there was a settlement. And in came now the settlement via check. The exact amount that I need for the quote for the electrician. I'm like, yes, Lord, thank you very much. And so I do the needful, And I call the electrician. I'm like, hey, come over. Let's get this sorted out. And we get that sorted out. All this to say, there is many instances I have had to do prayers on the go. And I do them frequently because A, I don't have the time to go to church and sit every single time because like now my son is unwell, we ain't going nowhere. And B, God hears. He hears every time. He's present everywhere. He hears all the time. He's listening to the conversations of my heart, of your heart, of our mind. And sometimes it's not even something that I speak up. I'm just thinking out in my head. You know, I'm thanking God as I go. But He hears. He hears and He acts on them. And I don't know if there's anybody else who does like me prayers on the go, because you're busy, work, children, activities for children, and you just do prayers on the go. I do those a lot. And my mother usually tells me, just keep doing them. It's just the way He hears wherever you are. But the prayers on the go. And they have sustained us and kept me going. But it's something that I would not have thought. You know, you grow in the construct of going to church. And when it cannot be done, as it often happens if you're taking care of someone with disability, then you have to find a way to connect with God. And for me, prayers on the go is how I do it. Whether I'm driving, whether I'm working here, whether I'm taking care of my son, I usually do prayers on the go because He hears. He hears. God hears. And He answers the prayers. And He's just looking for a way to connect and commune with us. And if prayers on the go is it, prayers on the go it has been for me. And that is how I have found that I can connect with God and keep my life nourished spiritually by just praying and talking to God. And so let me know, anybody else do prayers on the go? Anybody else? Or I'm the only one who does prayers on the go? Now I'm making fruits. I usually make fruits, mini, and I keep them in the fridge, and then I just fetch out how much I need, and I add a banana because bananas will go bad if you put them early, and an avocado, and then I go. And this is how we take care of ourselves here. So anyway, I just thought random musings, random thoughts about prayers on the go, and connect with God in your way, in my way, in any way. Just talk to God. He hears, He listens, and He answers prayer. He really does. And sometimes it takes a minute. It's not immediate. It's not right there, right then. But He does take note and will get the answer to you when He's ready. That one was an instantaneous one because it caught my attention. It was rather quick. I was like, hey, yay, thank you. I appreciate that one. But sometimes you gotta wait. You gotta, sometimes it is, the silence is loud, but he's working on it in the background. And when the time is right, things will come to fruition. So, prayers on the go. Let's connect with God. Whichever way, talk to Him. He listens. He's waiting to hear from us. He's happy to hear from us. And He connects and He listens and He provides and He does all these beautiful things and gives us peace and joy. And so prayers on the go. Now, have a wonderful week ahead. Keep your prayers on the go. And I am going to go ahead and finish making this fruit so that I can go and play a little with that little guy before it's bedtime. It's almost 7:30 in the evening here. And so I gotta make time to do a little bit of playtime. And so, prayers on the go. Bye-bye, everyone. Have a wonderful week.